Cool. I think we're live. Good evening and
Hello,
welcome to Emergency Hedge. This is the channel where Jessica teaches me Netrunner.
and Dave teaches me AgInfusion.
Yay!
How are you, Dave?
I'm actually pretty good. The UK has maybe already finished, but like had its like allotted 4 days of summertime that it gets a year, and I enjoyed them very much. I went
Yeah,
out.
they were good. Right?
Yeah, they were really good sunny days. It was one of those things. It was like, oh, I like this place when it's
Mhm.
nice. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Helpful to be reminded every now and again.
yeah. It's difficult to dress for the weather in this country at all. But like, there was definitely a day when I went out as if it was going to still be like the middle of autumn, and it wasn't. It was like full on summer, and I had to like almost like I had to take off like 70% of the clothes that I put on before I got home.
I took my kids for a walk on Sunday, and we picked buttercups and stuck them in our hats, and very nearly all got heat stroke, and it was a good time. It was nearly a bad time, but it
Um,
just avoided that and was a good time.
Excellent. I'm going to set up because I now on a two-screen setup, Dave. I
Mm.
might as well set it up so that I can hypothetically see chat people when they chat to us.
Oh, that's such a good idea.
Give 30
Awesome. Yeah,
seconds. Um, I believe I have now done that.
fantastic.
I believe I've done that in such a way that I can also, hang on, if I do it like this, I can also see the deck list that we're going to talk about. I was ready
Nice.
to be able to see if and when people say hello.
Fantastic. How has your gaming been since we last streamed?
I'm absolutely non-existent. And the reason for that is because I've been like desperately trying to get prepped for like I had people coming to stay, and my ADHD over the last like however many years has meant that like I couldn't have people come and stay. And so I've spent the last few weeks really focusing on tidying up. And I have been successful, but one of the reasons that I've been successful is because at no point have I allowed myself to like at no point when I could be tidying have I allowed myself to play Netrunner.
Mm.
Because I unfortunately am a person who cannot play a game of Netrunner as like a quick 20-minute I'm having a break. Like
Mm.
this is some fun things. This is a fun thing to do as a quick distraction thing. If I try and do that, I will almost certainly start a second game and a third game and a fourth game and a fifth game. And there's like part of the problem with it is that like especially with my decks, you don't know whether the game of Netrunner you're about to play is going to take literally 2 minutes. In which case, like if I play one of my PE decks and I win on turn two, I don't feel like I got my little break, and so I should definitely
Mm.
have a second deck.
You've earned it.
Yeah, or like once you've been playing for 45 minutes, you've got like the taste for
Yeah.
Netrunner, and you more. And I think that lots and lots and lots of people who play these kinds of games have a similar issue with like they're addictive. These are
Mm.
really addictive games. Like, and you can get really deeply into them. And my struggle this year has been like going back and forth with do I want to let myself get really deeply into this game and maybe like play at a competitive level, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Mm.
Um, or do I kind of want to like try and put it right on the back burner and focus on other parts of my life?
Yeah.
Right now, I'm leaning slightly towards the latter, which is a little bit difficult for this stream. But we're about to take a sort of a month-long break anyway, so we'll see
Yeah.
how I feel when I get
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, I mean, I think I should remind us, myself, that we are literally both here because we had a catch up conversation 2 or 3 years ago where I said to you, X, Y, and Z is happening in my life, and all I want to do is think about playing Arkham Horror and not anything else. And you said, when I played Netrunner, that's how I felt. And I thought it was a great
Yeah,
idea, following that conversation, for me to say, how about you start playing Netrunner again?
yeah. I'll tell you what, I'd be like
Just one
super
hit,
into
Jessica. You'll be able to give up any time.
I've been so into smoking meth recently. It's I have the same problem with crack cocaine. Maybe we should each try a bit of each other's thing. Like, I think there's an interesting conversation to be had about like how to have a healthy relationship with these games, and lots of people do. Like with any addictive thing, most people have a perfectly healthy relationship with it. Mine and like going to Worlds last year and doing really well at the Worlds last year is like something I will remember for the rest of my life. But they would like getting to that kind of competitive edge level again this year would require a degree of time commitment that would mean not doing a bunch of other things. Like it's really hard. If I could say to myself, I will play exactly 5 games every day and then do that, fine. But I know that my brain doesn't work like that, so it's really tricky.
Yeah.
Like 5 games a day would be loads.
It's a lot of games. It's a lot of games, but I can see how that happens. Like I play Netrunner only sporadically, as you know, and I've said on stream before. Like I'm part of the GLC league, partly just to give myself a reason to play a game every week. And that's probably not a very good way of doing that, because the games I really want to play are ones with weird decks that I'm trying out, and a substantial portion of people in that league are really trying quite hard to win. So they don't tend to be the most good feel games. But generally what happens is I'll play one of those games in an evening. I'll play those 2 games in an evening, and then I'll go, oh, that deck could be better if I did X, Y, and Z, and I'll tinker with it, and then I'll play 3 or 4. I'll play until midnight, and then I have to go to bed because it's night time. But yeah, I can really see how it can happen. Like losing a day to it. I don't really have days to lose to it, sadly, which is,
that's
where my life's at the moment.
I don't feel like I have days to lose to it anymore either. Or at least like I feel like if I were to lose a day to it, I'd feel really bad about that happening.
Yeah.
And the really, really big irony of all this is a few years ago, I definitely did have days to lose to it. Like I definitely like hadn't got a lot going on in my life and was like in not a great place. And actually spending lots of time on Netrunner, getting involved in the Netrunner community, starting the Daily Question channel, all of that stuff is what kind of helped bootstrap my life to a point where I'm now like, I can't really play Netrunner.
That's a beautiful story. That's a beautiful story.
Yeah,
that's great.
It is a huge irony still, but tonight we are going to play some Netrunner.
We are. We are going to play boom boom boom. Not that. Hey, there we go. Jeff's Arissana list.
Yeah. Did you want to talk briefly about the meta and stuff first?
Oh, a bit. I mean, I suppose I have struggled with it a bit, and it feels like other people are. Is kind of what I kind of wanted to acknowledge, really.
Which side is struggling more, do you think, and why? And what's the deck that everyone's like about?
I don't have a strong understanding of that because I haven't played loads. I just feel people are a bit down on it. I could offer some opinions about the cards that I've come across. I'm just really pissed off with the turbine. I'm absolutely done with it.
ATCP turbine has been a problem since it was printed, in my opinion. I think that even late game, your ice should matter. Your ice shouldn't be pennies to get through late game.
Yeah,
you should. My great belief with Netrunner is that every run should have some small degree of risk attached, even if it's just the risk of it being a waste of your time and resources. And K2CP turbine is the kind of thing that means that like it's not even really a waste of resources anymore if you don't like see anything off the top of R&D. It's a waste of a click at most. I think there are quite a few runner cards specifically that almost say if you're on turn 10 or more of the game, the runner has won.
Yeah.
And I don't love that. I understand why NSG has made that decision. NSG has said before they want this to be a game that you can play in your lunch break, that you can play 2 or 3 times during your lunch break. And I think that like making it so that the runner wins hard if the game's going long is one way to do that. Unfortunately, it really polarizes what's possible for the Corp. You either win fast and hard and fuck you, or you do what soccer did, Worlds, and you create a situation where actually no, the game is going to go on forever.
Yeah.
And I will win if the game goes on forever. And the latter of those two is very boring, in my opinion.
Yep.
I should clarify. A huge amount of thought and strategy goes into doing that well. That is a really difficult thing to do well. I'm not saying it's simple. I just think that from the runner side, I always groan a bit when I realize it's going to be that kind of game, and that I'm not going to get a lot of accesses, and that it's going to come down to whether or not I found your what's that card even called? The one that rests a piece of ice for you for free, the 5/3.
Send a message.
Yeah, send a message.
Yeah.
Whether I like bumped into or send a message while I was in R&D or not, like, I don't like the game becoming that stratified.
Yes, yeah. My feeling about Turbine is that I think that design goal is legitimate. I think Turbine, particularly with the Anarch Econ suite, can set up a situation where you cannot get a scoring window as a corp in the mid to late game. Even if you bait runs, because the run costs them 3 credits, even if one per piece of ice, for example. Because they're running that demonic breaker suite that is not particularly troubled by per subroutine costs, and is boosted up to 5 strength each. And it's like, oh right, okay, you're earning 2 to 5 credits a turn, and the runs that I bait you into cost you 3 credits, and I've nothing to do except watch and wait. And I feel, is there any other runner cards that you think that applies to?
I will very briefly say hello, Ducky. Ducky has said hello to us on the chat.
Hi, Ducky.
Lovely to be watching. I'm sure this is absolute gibberish to you. I really appreciate you watching anyway.
One day we should get somebody to watch us on stream and like make stuff up, just like extempore, like do a whole Mornington Crescent stream. We shouldn't do that. It'd be a horrible trick, but the idea is funny.
You're asking, do I think there are any other cards that specifically do that make the late game?
I think you said several runner cards that mean that if the game's still going by turn 10, the runners won. Was what you said. I wonder if there are other ones you wanted to shout out, because
I think a lot of them are Shaper cards to some extent, but like. Okay, so a lot of them are Shaper cards, and a lot of them are Arissana cards. We're about to play an Arissana deck.
We are, yes.
And I think that like G-Ban is another example of a card that makes like, would you like to trash this piece of ice, or would you like it to be free or possibly credit positive to run forever? Is like, I don't think it's the most problematic in the meta by a long way, but I think it does do that thing.
Yeah.
And then the card's going to call out in a big way. And I actually didn't think that this card was going to be such a problem when I first saw it. Lots of people did, and I thought, no, it's fine. I reckon they've like balanced this properly. Is Ashen Epilogue.
Literally all of
Because
the cards you're speaking about are in the deck I've chosen for us to play today. But
like
yeah,
like it's a good deck. It should have all the best cards in it. And actually, I'll call out another one that's in this deck, which is Viscerum Entangler.
Yes, I wondered if you were going to mention that. I've literally not played with this before. That's part of the reason that I picked this deck for us to play.
I'm a little bit surprised there's only one in this deck. It's really good.
There's loads of one-off programs and 3 Mews. I think that's
it's not a World Tree deck, is it?
It's not. No.
Okay. I think.
Let's talk about the deck in just a moment. I was just going to say I think you're right, and I was just interested in what cards you said. And my feeling is that yeah. Oh, actually, I want to say about Cuban. It's quite interesting that was literally a meme card before Arissana came out, as I understand it. It's quite funny that that's in your list. I think you're right, and I think with Cuban, I'd say at least you do have a way to play around it, right? Like you can get it off the table. Like you it's very, very hard to get the turbine off the table, and the tricks that you have to get the turbine off the table, probably you'd hit one of the breakers first.
Yeah,
because it's an enabler rather than the actual sort of coalface attack surface that the runner has. So the damn thing just stays, you know.
I'm going to call out Ashen Epilogue really, really hard. And I didn't when it first came out, and a lot of people might have expected me to, because I play PE decks that you would think like would be particularly aggrieved to not be able to deck runner. But my focus had never really been on decking out the runner. What I hadn't really seen about Ashen Epilogue is Ashen Epilogue makes the runner stop giving a crap about whether they lose their cards. And that is like my one of this breaker is in my hand, but as long as I've got so much draw, as long as I play really fast, even if it gets knocked out of my hand on this run, who cares? Because it's coming back later, almost certainly. And that kind of devil may care attitude makes my kind of PE feel very unplayable.
Yeah,
and it's also like, I'll be honest, it's a feel bad card. Like when you feel like you've been, putting up a wall and like holding your fists up and taking the punches, and like they're just about exhausted, and you've just about done the rope-a-dope thing, and then they play Ashen Epilogue, and you're like, okay. Yeah. I've had games where I deck the runner out twice because like runners just play their cards like they don't matter anymore.
Yeah.
And I think that's bad.
Yeah.
I think I wanted it to be a card that made Grinder as a specific strategy unviable. That was fine. I thought that would be great. Like I wanted it to be impossible for the Corp to just go, I'm gonna knock cards out of your hand so there's no more in your deck, and then I win with City Works Project or Fukushima, whatever it's called.
Fuji Asset Retrieval.
Yeah, that's it. I wanted that to be impossible, and I was happy that this card would make that impossible, because I don't like playing those kind of games, and that's not how I want to win. Like the times when I did win like that, I always felt that's your fault. You weren't careful with your cards. You should still be careful. If you're careful with your cards, that will not happen to you. This is a card that says you don't have to be careful with your cards. Just use them all. And maybe that's working as intended, but it certainly doesn't feel good to me as a PE player to just feel like the runner doesn't care about the cards in their hand, because my main thing is that I'm threatening the cards in your hand.
I don't think it is as intended, actually. So my theory about the meta, and I think it is it's not in a great state from what I can gather, and I'm not, all of what I've previously said about how often I'm playing is context for this, but my take, it seems that a lot of people aren't super happy with the meta, and I feel that part of the reason I wanted to have this conversation is not to dunk on it, but actually to, to sort of first of all check in with about how we've been playing and what, how the game's working for us, but also because I think it's quite interesting. I feel that firstly there's too much recursion in the game, and I think my most charitable explanation, and if this rings true to me, is that actually in this release we're seeing a lot of cards that are intended to replace FFG cards when Dawn rotates. Like, I think Muse is intended to replace Symbol Chip. I think Ashen Epilogue is intended to replace Labour Rights.
Do you mean SMC instead of Symbol Chip?
Yeah, I do mean.
I mean, actually, Muse does it all, doesn't it? Muse
does both. Yeah. But yeah, I do mean SMC. Yeah. So I think there are almost doubles of quite a lot of power cards, or near doubles of quite a lot of power cards, and that makes for a somewhat toxic meta. I hope that's the case. That feels like a reasonable assumption to make about where the design's at. I've not had anyone confirm that, but I suspect that might be the case. And I just want to to sort of follow on from what we said about the runner meta. I feel that the court meta, probably in response to that, is mostly decks that don't want to play with ice or play. Play. I'm setting up servers. It's hard for you to get in Netrunner, but rather I'm setting up a board state that might strangle you completely. So it feels quite assety. The two combos that I have just had quite dire play experiences are this one, Warm Reception, and Mr. Thumbs Up. What's that called? Working prototype. Yeah. If you get this and a working prototype behind ice that the runner can't get to, oh my god, it's
even a couple of turns. That's game-winningly good.
Yeah. It's a really, really grim board state.
What do you think of Hollow Man?
I've been surprised that he hasn't been as brutal as I expected, but maybe I'm just not seeing the decks.
I think he's a perfectly well-balanced card. I think you need money to make him work. I think that you need to protect him. I think that he's a good surprise fast advance type card. Yeah. I actually don't think he's a problematic card. I think the cards you've just mentioned are problematic.
As a combination. Separately, I think they're both fine, but as a combination, I think they're a bit rough. And I
think, real fast.
Yeah, in a particular kind of asset deck as well. And the other, I mean, we've kind of talked about the deck that we played that everyone ran away from, that everyone rage quit. That stream we had where everyone rage quit. But I'm not sure how many of these cards were in, but I find Ares and Amani Sinai, particularly in combination, to be just pretty unpleasant. I've come across some asset decks with those guys, and it's just oh god, I'm not enjoying this, that kind of thing. So
turn 1, put out 3 cards. Turn 2, a triple advance of Amani Sinai, and you kind of feel okay, you win. I don't huge play the rest of it's not unwinnable. It's just I can't. It's not unwinnable. It's just a bit grim. And Amani Sinai is definitely a card that I think everyone will be happy to see the back of when it goes.
Yeah.
But those are both FFG cards.
Yeah.
And they're badly designed FFG cards.
Yes. Yeah. And we have the other thing to say is we do have a ban list coming very soon.
Yeah. Which do you have any predictions? Ban list?
Other than the cards we've spoken about, MCA austerity policy is another one that I've seen that tends to find crop up in these asset decks. I've seen sort of this Warm Reception, working prototype, MCA austerity policy, and front company together can set up board states where you're just you just have a horrible dilemma. You can't do anything.
Yeah, well, there's prison decks.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of prison decks around.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that card called? I don't remember what it's called. There's a card which allows you to like crash itself and move all of the counters that's on it to another card.
Rococo reconstruction
Yeah, we can
contract.
I think that's almost certainly going to go.
Yes. Yeah.
Because the deck that it enables at the moment, it's like people know about that deck now, and if you recognise that you're playing against it and you've got the bit of tech that beats it, fine, then you win. If you find your bit of tech in time and you brought that bit of tech with you, you win. Otherwise, you are just like racing to hit centrals and like maybe find the agendas as fast as possible because there's no other way to like not lose to that combo.
Yeah.
And also, it's like a rules nightmare.
It's a what?
It's a rules nightmare. There's some like edge case, no change in state thing.
Yeah, you have to have another card on the board.
That
can be advanced. You could have advanced in order to do that because it's an ob combo, isn't it? The kill combo with that.
Yeah, it's an ob. Yeah. And so, like, if you've got a load of unresed ice, maybe you do, maybe you don't. When you do that,
yeah.
And I've heard legend that it's like complicated enough for the judges that like wrong calls have been made in places.
Yeah.
And like games of or that like they can't make the call without giving away information, which again is problematic.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, to summarize my positions, I don't think the game's in a great state. I think that's because it's in a somewhat transitional state. I'm hopeful for this ban list. I hope it's quite an expansive ban list, to be honest with you. If with the exception of working prototype and warm reception, which I think is a combo that needs breaking up rather than either card being problematic, I'd be happy to see all of the other cards that we've mentioned, just be quietly taken out the back and shot, frankly.
Yeah, Ashen Epilogue's the big one for me, but that's because I'm a PE player. It turns out it is a problem.
Yeah.
If you don't care about your card, it's a problem for me.
Let's play some Netrunner. So, should we chat a bit about the deck briefly?
Yeah, we better, because neither of us have played it before by the sounds of it.
No, not at all.
Arissana deck, which almost by definition, with the possible exception of Az, is the most complicated runner to play.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't, without an incredible amount of practice, I would not play Arissana at a tournament at the moment. Like I played Arissana at Worlds, and it was just like, I can't, like my brain hasn't got the brain for this. Like all the stuff that JNet was doing for me, and now I had to do for myself.
Yeah.
Like, just made it unplayable. I've made the trick that like Arissana is a good piece of trans representation. It's about being constantly overwhelmed by triggers. And just so you're aware, Dave, you're going to want to change your password after this stream because it was visible to everyone in the world.
Oh no, I don't think so. Was it really?
I'm pretty certain it was for a second there.
Oh damn!
But also it worked, so like I wouldn't worry too much if you're incorrect.
I thought I'd really sensibly put both of our faces on the screen while I was doing that.
I'm well, okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. That was me going off of the yeah, probably fine, because I'm looking at the like share screen rather than the. Yeah.
I think I did in the background. Weirdly, I don't know. Even
but you are.
How have I looked out my account again? Why does that keep happening? How weird.
Okay.
Fortunately, I've got about 3 different accounts from the last time when this happened on stream before. Let's try the emergency hedge account, see if that's working.
Yay!
Cool.
Okay, so let's actually talk about this Arissana list.
Yeah.
This is a draw shit as fast as you possibly can Arissana list. Just looking at it, it is. I can see 2 win conditions. Conduit and deep dive.
Yes.
And of course, you could play 2 deep dives. So you've got actually an epilogue in there, even though it's only a one of in the list.
I'm proposing actually to change this and put 2 deep dives in. Take out one the ASOPs. My reason for this is that I heard Jeff talking about this on stream late last week, and him saying that he thought that ASOPs wasn't the right deck in it. I don't remember what he said it should be replaced with, so my apologies. I probably got that wrong, but when I looked through it, I did think, let's get a deep dive in there.
Cool. It's got plot in there, but interestingly, it does not have SMC. So your clot threat has to be a similar chip on the table and clot in the bin, or a gatch on the table. Those are your clot threats.
Yes.
Right? Because you can't just install Muse from hand, like mid-turn.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Or, you feel free to install clot from hand. It is a thing that you are legally allowed to do. Nobody ever does. But you can do it. And to be honest, if anyone's going to do it, it's Arissana.
Yeah.
Because you will probably get it'll probably be discounted, and you'll get a card draw, and maybe you'll do it mid-run, and you'll be doing it with like maybe bad publicity or something, and then it'll get trashed, and it's where you want it in the bin anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, this looks like your kind of classic Arissana deck that wants to rush its way through. The deck to find its breakers, the breakers that it needs, and K3 to CPU Turbine, and then ideally pitch a cow, Cuban, and Conduit in some combination that makes running R&D over and over and over again to just dig deeper and deeper and deeper viable strategy. I am really surprised to see Propeller as the. Am I that surprised? Hover over. Remind me what Propeller says on it, Dave.
Yeah, I will. Let me just get your face up again. Keep you here. Propeller says, when you install this program, place 4 power counters on it. 1 credit to break 1 barrier. Subroutine, 1 power counter to get +2 strength.
Okay. And what does spec work say?
Spec work says, as an additional cost, trash 1 program, gain 4 credits, and draw 2 cards. So net gain of 3 and 2 cards.
So I guess we're like hoping that they don't put a load of barriers on R&D, because Propellers doesn't last very long. And okay, we can simul chip it back in, and then we can action epilogue it to like get it and 3 more simul chips. But then we've got to draw it again and do all that sort of stuff. What are our other ways through barriers?
Facerum is non-barrier, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we've got any. I think it's recurring it with Muse and symbol chip. I think I think it's also winning before it matters is also part of it. Yeah. Looks like Jeff is shouts that out in the write-up. Most people want to swap Propeller for Cleaver as an immediate change. I think that's fair, but I'd encourage you to try it for now. If your local meta is all brown all the time, then you could ignore that. But in general, we have plenty of access to recursion and reuse of this program, and in practice, it breaks most barriers extremely cheaply. Turbine means you only need to boost it against a few relevant sentries. Of course. The power counters are for boosting, and the turbine puts it at base 2. Yeah, that makes sense.
Boom. I think we're playing this for the first time. I think it's going to be very tricky. So let's see how we go.
Have I made a bad recommendation for the deck for us to play today?
No, I think it's fun. I think it's gonna be fun to like. I think it might be a little bit of a little bit clown shoes, but we'll see what we do.
It's my favourite kind of.
I think we should move fast and break things. I think we shouldn't spend forever making decisions. I think we should like quickly make bad decisions and then like talk about later why they were bad decisions.
Sounds good.
Cool. And also, Dave.
Yeah.
I've been teaching Netrunner for a while. If you see the move that you feel is the right move, I suggest you go for it, and I'll tell you afterwards if I think it was like a suboptimal move.
Okay.
And that's how we're gonna play Netrunner a bit faster, because it's a thing that we need to do on this channel. Is not spend 45 minutes on every play. Mm-hmm. So yeah, move fast and break things.
And a bit of a runner. I'll set to save the replay and then we can go back through it if we want to.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, we should have time for a couple of games and a couple of replays. As long as we indeed do move fast and break things. Mainly our bases into like hammer or whatever. So what do you think a good opening hand looks like for this, Dave?
I think that's actually shouted out here, and let's see if I'm right about that. Oh, maybe it isn't. Oh no, lily pad, UAV, and environmental testing are the cards you want early on.
What's the burst econ? It's creative commission.
It's always nice to have one of those to start off with in a shaper deck.
Yeah.
Ysengrin, I think, is really good to have as an early card.
Yeah, I strongly agree. Ysengrin in hand lets you face check almost anything. And then depending on what kind of deck we're up against, I would suggest maybe Parisha. Coalescence is a decent thing to have in your opening hand, I think. It's not like it's good burst econ, but it's like a clickless. How many credits? 2 credits? 4 credits?
It's net 2 if you spend 2 credits to install it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you spend 2, then it gives you 4. 2 sets of 2 at a time. So it starts to get really good from the play that I've seen with this when you've got UAV up and running and you recur it for free. Because you use UAV credits to install it, and then it's net.
Yeah.
Then you get 4 from it rather than 2. If you're spending 2 out of pocket, it's cool. And there's combos with the spec work, for example, or the ASOPs that we're just cutting out, but apparently isn't all that.
Yeah, I think the ASOPs can turn it into a 7 credit card potentially.
Yeah.
Rather than a potentially 4 credit card. Yeah. And the ASOPs turns it into a 7 credits for a click card because you cannot install it as part of your Arissana run if you want to ASOPs it later because it will die at the end of that run.
Yes. Yeah.
A 4 credits clickless card, assuming that we've got some way of paying for it. Blah, blah, blah.
That's something to bear in mind actually, because I would not have remembered that caveat on playing Coalescence with Arissana. Hey, we've got opponents.
Hooray! Oh, Game of Droid says this is a deck that runs only when it needs to. I've been playing a similar deck. It's super fun. A creative commission is nice for early setup turn as well. Thank you. So let's have a look. We have indeed got a creative commission in our opening hand, and an urban art vernissage, and a lily pad, and a spec work.
I think we're keeping this. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're keeping the shit out of this, frankly. Cool. Yeah, let's keep this.
So who we're playing against? We're playing against Architects of Tomorrow, which is rezzing Biroids after we pass Biroids. I don't think to my memory, don't think I've ever played against Architects of Tomorrow. Okay, we've got rezzed Ice and HQ.
Cool. I'm going to let you go for it. Do what you feel.
Okay, so we can install one of
Lily Pad or Urban Art.
Yeah, okay, we definitely want Lily Pad down more than Urban Art. I think I would suggest Lily Pad down, Cuban on
Lily Pad.
Cuban on HQ.
Lily Pad run. Yeah, Lily Pad run at HQ.
Yeah,
and install Cuban on approach.
Yeah.
Maybe they res, maybe they don't.
Yeah.
The worst is like unsell.
Do we install
so you want to click Arissana?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep. Draw card. Repeller. Very nice. They have resed an Ansel. As you said, the last card. So we want to break for the first of those subroutines. Any others?
Yeah, we definitely want to break the first, probably the second as well. Or maybe we let them have the install in exchange that we can do a creative commission this turn.
I think I'd rather otherwise we're going to have no money next turn, right? Oh no, we'll have three, won't we?
We are going to pass this. We're going to get 2 credits for passing it. So I'll leave that up to you. I think you could go either way, but we definitely want to break the first, obviously.
Yeah. I think I'll let them have the install.
So just done then.
Yeah.
Like they can't install anything from archives. Yeah, let Unbroken Subroutines fire. The question is whether we let them possibly get like a Rashida or something. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. They might be able to res it now because we've passed. Let's see what happens if they use their ability.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the downside of this. Like this is probably going to be a little brilliant. They didn't have the credits to res whatever it was, which actually tells us quite a lot about what those ices are.
Yeah.
So breach.
Okay, seamless. We can't do anything because
seamless.
And so.
Yeah.
And then we play creative commission. Reaching the palm.
Okay.
Okay.
So we know that the other card in hand is seamless.
Yes, we do.
I'd
like to get UAV down this turn so we can start doing silly stuff with Cuban.
Yeah, the question is, do we challenge the remote? How
likely is it to be a fractor?
Like, if they want to keep whatever it is, like if we challenge it early, we can almost certainly click through whatever it is. It will just be most of our turn then. My guess is that they've not put an agenda in there. Sorry, right, you do the turn. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what to do.
No, this is all useful. Yeah, I think challenge it. Let's run it and see what happens.
Yeah.
Move fast and break things.
Like,
that's a great
Eli whatever it was, they didn't have enough credits to res it last turn.
Ooh. Maybe they don't now. Oh.
Pay 0. Make them pay.
Yeah.
Make them pay money.
Okay. I think the worst thing about that is we didn't get our free install. But that wasn't a terrible outcome, I think.
I forgot, as everyone does, how Adrian Size works, which so we actually needed to pay money because we wanted to access Adrian Size.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm fine with leaving Adrian Size there. I think we probably install Propeller.
Mhm.
So it's 1 credit, right? And we get a draw off installing Propeller.
That's right. We could run HQ, do exactly what we did last time and install Propeller using Arissana and get 2 credits for it.
It would trash itself at the end of the run, Dave. And then we wouldn't have.
That's okay. Thank you. By the end of this game, I might remember that. UAV.
Yeah, we're going to want to draw as well.
Yeah.
So we're going to want to draw as well. So do it now, even though, like, okay, that's cool to have for next turn.
Yeah.
Get a UAV down.
Yeah.
And frankly, if they trash their Ansel that they res for 6, we are comfortable with that.
Yeah.
What did they play? Hedge fund.
Draw, hedge fund, click, I think. Okay, so there's a very expensive piece of ice on the table, I would assume.
Yeah, I'm going to guess it's a tier.
That would make sense. So I'll urban art the Cuban.
Yep. I think we're drawing to begin with, Dave.
Yeah. Okay.
That'll be in a minute.
That'll cost us 2 to
maybe draw again.
Gashapon.
Yeah, get Gachapon down and then install a program. Probably the Cuban. On the Ansel.
In a run?
Actually, no. I don't think we want to run any of this ice. I think that, like, it's all potentially very scary ice because we know it's really expensive.
Okay, Cuban on HQ. On the Ansel. Yeah. Nice. Okay, there's a diesel. So next turn we can install turbine for free with the UAV credits. Yeah.
Before you start the turn, Gachapon. Got to catch them all.
Okay, so we've got Coalescence, Environmental Testing, Muse, Parisha, and Physarum Entangler. Of those, I would be tempted to install Environmental Testing.
I don't think we can. I don't think it's on the list of things that we're allowed to install. It's not a virtual resource.
Okay, yeah.
In which case we should install Coalescence. Or maybe Muse. But no, I think we should install Coalescence.
If we do Muse and we use it to draw a Trojan, we can then spec work the Muse.
Yeah, sure. I don't quite see the... I think that's a similar amount of value. So, and what Trojan are you going to get there, Dave?
I haven't thought that far ahead. How about Pichichow? Or Physarum Entangler?
I think the problem is, I think if we put it on an unres piece of ice, they trash it. I think if we were going to... I think we work on money for now. But that's just me.
Okay. So would you go for Coalescence?
Yeah.
Okay, and
we'll keep the environmental testings and the maybe we want one of the muses, because at some point we're going to need Eco out of this deck.
So
you might need to do this, like...
I've put back the Physarum. So
we'll keep one environmental and one muse, then.
Yeah.
Those environmental really good.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's... Okay. So we're moving one environmental and Prisha, and we're shuffling back Physarum, environmental and muse.
Yep.
Cool. I'm happy with that. Start turn.
Okay. Start turn. We'll take Q-Bound back into hand when we take our clicks.
Yeah.
Click Coalescence twice and get the money.
Yeah. Do you want to spec work it?
Yeah. Yeah, spec work it.
Cool.
We draw another diesel and a coalescence.
Yeah, yeah. What is it here? What type of ice is it here?
It's a sentry. So, like, it's the one thing that we can't deal with at the moment.
Okay.
I think we're still setting up for turn. I'd probably get the Symbol chip down. Get the Q-Ban on the Ansel again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Symbol chip down. Q-Ban and so. Do we want to draw now? Yeah, I think we do, because we can discard the other UAV. That's some muse. And how about putting down the turbine rather than anything else?
What we could also do is we could run HQ, install the muse on the way into HQ, go and find Eka, and install...
I like that. Yeah.
So click Arissana.
Yeah. Muse. From the stack. Eka.
Mm-hmm.
So on Ansel.
Mm-hmm. I think this Ansel gets crashed, but that's fine. Continue to encounter ice. And then spend a small fortune, I think, to break. 4 is that?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to get to it at the back. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's
you're
the
right.
tier. Okay. And we reach the server. We've got Spin Doctor. I think trash it. Yeah. And yeah, that's a good turn.
Yeah, and then the question is, do we lose a diesel or do we lose the other urban art? Cool, lose the other urban art. Let's go.
There are 3 urban arts in the deck, so should we lose this one? Okay, greasing the palm. Which is another piece of ice there. Interestingly, they haven't trashed.
Yeah, which I think is an error.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Yeah, we do have a symbol chip, so we could get the Eka straight back.
I think Eka is our target for urban art vernissage.
Yeah.
And then possibly the very first thing we do is we install it onto the table for free. Just to draw a card. Or we diesel, I don't mind. Like, we're drawing through to make sure we've got enough to like try and find conduit.
Mhm.
Here's gonna be a fucking nightmare to deal with.
Okay, there's an environmental testing. I'd be tempted
which we
to
definitely want forward.
Yeah. So I'd say that, and then maybe coalescence.
Yeah, I think we do. Yeah. Yeah.
Is the coalescence the cheapest? Is the cheapest program we got on the board at present? Okay. So put that down, and I'll just empty it.
Yeah. And I think we just normal draw for our last click, which is obviously looks stupid, but like we're going to have credits next turn to install stuff with.
Yeah. DZMZ.
Cool. Great. That's great. Yeah. Absolutely correct. We want that down next.
Oh, because that's cheap and it triggers puts counter environmental testing, right?
Yeah. And they'll make everything a credit cheaper for the rest of
it.
Yeah. So what did they do?
They played hedge fund, drew hedge fund, click for credit.
Cool. We will
take the Cuban back.
Yeah, can we? We can also take the Eco back, can't we? But yeah, we can take either back. It doesn't really matter. We're going to be reinstalling it one way or another.
Yeah. So DZMZ down now?
Yeah.
So we've got 9.
We just want to be drawing. Like they're not putting a threat on the table for us. Yeah, let's diesel. We might have to discard. Who cares?
Okay, we've got lily pads, another diesel, and deep dive. So maybe we want to set up a deep dive.
Yeah. Yeah. Should we get a U? We could get a Unity down, or we could get a K2CP down, and then we want to get. We don't actually have to get Trojan down this turn because we've got a Trojan to pick up with Urban Art next turn. Anyway, so
I think Turbine and Cuban, because then that will trigger the environmental testing.
Sure. And put Cuban on tier.
Yeah.
Thing they least want to trash. Yeah, draw a card. We can discard the lily pad.
Yeah. Another UAV. Okay.
Does UAV double trigger when you? No, but you can trigger it twice with 2 different. So if we had both installed,
we could take 2 things off and spend money off both of them. Okay, we've got install, click, advance. Is that right?
Cool. Yeah.
And
I presume that's whatever that card's called, the one which you need an extra click and 2 credits to go and steal and make our lives. I mean, actually, we've got a breaker suite, Dave. Like, we've got a full fucking breaker suite. Like, there's no reason why we can't go and steal it.
So take that back.
Yeah.
Should we go and steal it? We might need 2 runs because of Adrian.
Yeah. So we install Unity, and then we go and run that server.
Yeah.
And Unity will be free to install because of DZMZ.
Nice. Draw.
Yes, please. That's hard.
Always nice. There's a hush.
Okay.
We can hush the tier, can't we? No, we can't. That's worse. No, it's
not. Hushing is worse. But let's run. Don't don't use the keyban on the first dice. Wait for them to rest off, I would say.
Yeah.
Before we do.
Once over one.
Once have one.
It's an answer. Shall I keep?
It's gonna have to pass it, so let's keyban it. And then we continue to encounter ice, and we click Eka.
Yeah. Post it on. Right.
Yeah.
And so.
Mm-hmm.
And then break it. 2 to fully break. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
We've been already talking about the toxicity of the turbine this evening. Okay. Well, should we go for the second one?
Yeah, continue to approach,
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
We can break whatever it is.
It's a magnet.
Okay, that's a little bit sad, but okay.
Yeah.
Such is life.
We can get it back with UAV, can't we?
No, because it's now like textless. It's no longer a Trojan.
We could get it back with the traits.
I think so, yeah. Anyway, fully break.
Yeah. 1 credit. Absolutely ridiculous.
And ideally, we want to spend different amounts of. No, we want to spend the same amount as them, ideally.
Yeah.
Right. So let's spend 0, because if we have to go back,
yeah, sounds good.
That's fine. Go, like it's 2 credits to go back.
Trash Adrian.
Mm-hmm.
We run back.
And then it's 2 go back and 3 credits overall to go and steal this, and we will get an agenda, which is the point of the game.
Okay.
Music curve.
No. Yep. Send a message.
Oh, yeah. We didn't even need to.
Very tasty.
Very tasty indeed.
And that's a Loki. Which we can
I'm
hush.
tempted.
What are you tempted?
I'm tempted to just take a credit.
Not install a second UAV?
It hasn't got a target. Like eventually it'll be worth something, but
that's true.
It's 2 credits.
Yeah.
I think there's a really funny thing you can do where we hush the magnet, and then we do get our keyban back. But I'm actually not sure about the rules of
it. That's really cute.
But like maybe next time we think about doing that. I think for now we accept that we've got a good board position with 3 points ahead.
Yeah.
Take a credit, move on with our lives.
Okay.
And then we're probably.
I'm hoping that we can get the keyban back. Magnet doesn't say anything about losing traits. Let's see. I mean, JNet will probably know whether we can or not. And so that was a install, gain a credit.
If you want that keyban back badly enough, Dave, you can simul chip it right now. And maybe you should do that. You'd have to simul chip it about a second ago from when you did.
I just used UAV.
Oh.
I just think it works.
Oh, okay.
I just think it works.
Cool. I think we start with a diesel.
Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, creative, another muse, and environmental testing. It's just gas.
Yeah, environmental testing. Install Muse. Maybe don't install Muse actually. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe do get that. maybe do get the second urban art down.
Yeah.
Do we even need this kind of money? I don't know. And then install Cuban on tier. And then next term we can do a double urban art vernissage. Or no, or just creative commission. I don't know. Just creative commission.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm being silly.
Sorry, let me. Yeah, great.
Next turn, we can begin fucking R&D. We need to work out what tier costs to break with Ika.
Mm-hmm. What do they do? They just click for credits.
Yeah.
So +2 brings us to 2 credits gives us +3 strength, so that takes us to 7, and then 1 credit for 2 subroutines. So 2 credits for 3 subroutines. So
yeah,
that's 4, and then another 2, so 6 to move it there.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go, and we'll.
Do we want to deep dive as well?
Well, that's what I'm wondering. If we just deep dive instead and possibly win off that
instead of what?
But I don't know what the conduit and deep dive are our 2 win conditions. Are we ready to repeatedly conduit R&D? I think it's going to cost us a net 2 every time, but we've also got to like go and find conduit, probably go and find Pikachu, do a bunch of other setup. Or do we just like go for a deep dive this time? Did we not take back Ika with Urban Art Vernissage, Dave?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot it was a Trojan. Damn.
We are about to run out of MU as well. Just a thing to be aware of.
Yeah.
We also that we don't need. So
it's because the Trojan was retrospectively applied and is not printed on the card.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that will be okay. They haven't said otherwise. And then was it
counter type?
What is the type?
C 2 on one of the open versages.
Okay. Cool.
There we
go.
So we could just remote camp for the rest of the game. Like,
I feel like I want to trigger this environmental testing though.
Sure. Can I suggest we begin with a diesel and then install a bunch of shit?
Sure, yeah. Okay, Physarum.
Oh, that's
Coalescence. Duplicate lily pad.
Do any of these programs cost money? Coalescence costs money to install.
Yeah.
But also we have money on.
Yeah, Cuban.
Does Physarum entangle?
Physarum is free as well.
Okay, because Physarum's going on tier. So, right. Install some combination of programs as set.
Physarum on tier. Cuban on tier.
Physarum on tier. Yeah. Physarum on tier.
I think Cuban on there as well. Muse. And then run. I know that's all of our clicks, isn't it?
Well, we'd install one of these during the run.
Oh, yeah, okay. Um, Cuban
we'll run out. Yep.
We can trash the coalescence that's on the board.
Yeah. Yeah, install Cuban. Trash the coalescence. Run and install Muse and get conduit. They will spend the next turn purging, but we don't mind. That's a turn that we got for free.
Install run is Arissana Muse.
Yep, Arissana Muse. Get conduit. We've slightly messed up the ordering.
Okay.
So that's okay. We should have done Muse first. Is the thing that costs money. And we got a DZMZ discount on something that costs 0 credits. Which is not ideal.
Okay. Counter ice.
Change. Use for serum. Yeah, bypass it.
Yeah. Server. Niku campaign.
Pay 2 to crash.
Yeah, they're relatively poor, aren't they? It's worth doing. Conduit.
Cool. Shit. We did that extremely wrong. Dave. Quick. Please press simul chip and reinstall the conduit.
Yeah.
Like we did that turn extremely wrong, but we can fix it. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We couldn't have done that more wrong, but like I said, we're going to move fast and break.
Discard down to 5. Yeah. There's the purge.
Cool.
That's fine. So, overnight, we take that back.
We almost don't need the money at this point. Is the funny thing about it? There isn't a second target.
No, we could have done that very differently. But anyway, let's talk about that later.
Yeah, we fucked it right up. Like, there's absolutely no way that we didn't fuck that up.
So I'm tempted to set us up for a deep dive next turn. Put out Cuban and Hush and Coalescence.
Yeah, and take the money off the Coalescence and simul chip.
Yeah.
Next turn we can simul chip in the Serum Entangler.
Yeah. So Cuban there. Card. Another deep dive. Who am I? Okay. Hush on the Loki.
Yeah, we've done this wrong again, by the way. We've missed our DZMZ.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, but move fast and break things.
Yeah.
It's how. This is what I mean, by the way, about this being such a complicated little deck to play.
Yeah.
Literally any other card apart from Cuban would have been better to play.
Yeah.
And then we'll do a Coalescence and take the money off it.
Yeah. Okay. They're resing Tranquility Hangrid. And taking credits.
Dave, before we start our turn, let's simul chip the Coalescence into a Serum Entangler that we're going to put onto here.
So that's the Serum Entangler. And we'll do this before the turn starts so that we get...
So we get the draw.
Yeah.
And we will not be using Urban Art Vernissage this time.
Okay.
Because we have all the things we have on the board, we want on the board, and we want to install Eco clicklessly. Yeah?
Yep. It's a shame we had to use that
Okay.
symbol chip. So
Yeah, we made mistakes. Mistakes were made. Done.
yeah.
Done.
Yeah, no, it's because if we had another symbol chip, we could muse in Peach Chow and possibly double deep dive.
Yeah.
But not to worry.
Well,
So, any
that's
preference
fine.
for where we go first?
H key. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that decision. I think there was a reason to do it the other way, but like H key is where we've decided we're gonna go.
Oh, how do we break Loki? Can we break Loki? I don't think we can now we've hashed it, can we?
What's the text on Loki? I think we fucked this right up.
Yeah, we certainly have. When the runner count, so it would, if we hadn't hashed it, it would gain the subroutines and the type of that ice. But we have hashed it.
Okay. What? Okay.
We're being offered an undo, which is kind of.
We undo this and just run R&D 4 times instead, then please. If we literally can't break it, we shouldn't have put that there. Never mind, and we should have asked it back into hand, but we didn't. So let's run R&D 4 times and see 4 cards and force them to use turn again.
Ikua.
Yes, please.
Thank you very much.
This time when we run, we should install Ika during the run.
Yep.
Just so it's on the board. Except we don't have. No, we shouldn't because we don't have the MU. So that's just that hush was wrong.
Tranquility Home Grid.
No, leave it where it is.
Yeah. Nico campaign. I think not.
Yeah, trash it.
You think so? Okay.
I think to see 1D, we do that.
Okay, and then one more conduit run.
Yeah, one more conduit run. They're going to have to purge next turn, so we get a turn of do what we want.
Let's track grid. No action. And sell. And Mavraris.
Okay, they don't have to purge next turn.
We'll trash that though.
Yeah. That's a shame.
Okay. Well, I'm still, we're on game point, so that's good.
Wrong game.
They have scored a Stegadon.
Oh, that's horrible. I hate it so much.
Oh, yeah. So that is the anti-turbine.
Okay, so take the hush back because we don't want it.
Well, we can take both of them back.
Yeah, take both of them back.
I feel we're a little poor.
Yeah, we are. But I mean, don't forget, we've got 4 credits worth of install.
Yeah.
I think if we got a deep dive off, we win.
Yeah.
But I don't know what that. Please read me the text of Loki in full.
The text of what, sorry?
Loki.
Okay. When the runner encounters Loki, choose another res piece of ice. Until the end of the run, Loki gains the subtypes of that ice and the subroutines of that ice before all Loki's other subroutines.
So they'd presumably pick tier, and we would just install Eka and break it for 3, 2, 3, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I think 4.
4. Okay. And then I think it's the same for Ansel, and it's the same. So it's 12, 14 we need for deep dive. We're not close to that. Let's install Uban on tier. Just to get a draw.
Yep. Another hush.
I don't think we want these hushes in this game. Like, I genuinely don't.
How about let's install one of them on literally anything and then spec work it.
Yeah.
Because we install it for free, right?
Yeah, and then we spec work it. I absolutely agree. That's the best move.
Cool.
And we've still got one.
Gachapon. Do we want to install the Pichichao? Do we want to install the Eka?
We want to install the Gachapon. We want to install the Gachapon.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay. Let's have a little think for a moment. My read of this board state is that Stegodon, they can't, if all of the ice is rezzed on a server, then Stegodon does nothing. Yeah?
Each run, as long as a piece of... No. The second piece of text is the relevant one. Whenever a run begins, you may derez one piece of ice not protecting the attacked server to gain 1 credit. Use this ability only once per run, and then if you've done that, each installed icebreaker gets -2 strength. So
okay,
if we run it, then they derez something.
And then, okay.
Probably the Loki.
Presumably, yeah. Okay, let's catch up on and see what we find.
Well, I think we have to start to... Oh, no,
Catch
that's fine.
Oh. We don't care about most of these cards. We can put a second cube. Well, let's put a second Cuban on tier.
Okay.
Dave, let's put a second Cuban on tier and then let's run it like fucking 5 times. Let's just run it over and over again.
Yeah, that's a good plan. Well, thank you very much. So I think Ashen, Muse, and Symbol Chip.
Yeah. Cool. And we're just going to run...
We're just going to conduit.
We're going to run... Yeah, conduit 4 times this time.
Yeah.
That's pretty much good as a deep dive.
Do we want to UAV one of these and then put it back on again? Gets us
no,
free card draw, I think.
You're going to use our Arissana for eco.
Right, okay, yep.
And we don't need the money. We're not installing anything that costs anything this time.
Yeah, and actually, the Viscerum Oh no, hang on, we don't have a serum, Jessica.
But we're going to use eco to break it.
Oh, right, okay. Okay, thank you.
And I don't know how much it costs, but presumably with a 4 credit discount, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
They make their decision first.
Okay.
Have they made their decision?
I don't know. I clicked on Arissana while you were saying that. Maybe they can't do anything until we've done our install.
They're meant to make their decision first, but let's install eco, which we were always going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we draw a card.
We do. It's the Ashen Epilogue.
We've accidentally done that with a click, by the way, Dave, rather than by Arissana. So just add a click on.
Yeah, yeah. They've done the Stegadon thing, and it was deresing the Ancel. Okay. So
okay. So let's
encounter.
Do everything that we need to do with eco. We need to move onto the server.
And then it's 6.
And it costs 6. We can get 4 of those back.
Yeah.
And next time it's going to cost less because they won't have done their Stegadon.
Yes.
Why do we only have 4?
I think it cost us 8 in total.
Oh yeah,
two to move and 6 to break. Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously we can't do anything with that.
Yeah. But I think it costs us the 4 this time, doesn't it? So we just go back.
If it's going to cost us 0 every time, let's just keep doing it for the rest of the turn.
Yeah. So seamless, reaching the palm, seamless. Okay, somebody's got a lot of fast advancing happening if we don't win this turn. Seamless, reaching the palm, seamless. Eli.
Yeah, and the question is whether we do that one more time or whether we just install Gachapon. How many items is that? 2? We don't.
We don't.
We could just install that with Gachapon. Yeah, the question is, do we do it? Let's do it one more time.
Yeah.
And then we just add something. Possibly harsh. Like we're.
I'd be tempted to discard Gachapon actually. Because presumably we're going to Ashen Epilogue quite soon and we can't use the Gachapon until we've reshuffled.
Yeah, that's true. They're both Eli's. Okay. Okay.
And we've got an interesting thought for them because
discard whatever you think. I think you're right. It's the Gachapon, by the way. Are you talking, Dave? Because I can't hear you.
No, I'm not. I'm thinking. I have to hard stop, but I need to go back to work.
I'm saying that he. To be honest, I think we'd won that.
Yeah, I think so as well. It would have been nice to do the finish.
So Dave, like, we didn't do it, man. We didn't move fast and break things. That took 50 minutes.
That's true. I don't think we played very slow. I don't think we spent a lot of time talking. How many? That was 13 turns.
"13 turns in 50 minutes is a long game.
Okay.
Like, it shouldn't be taking about 3 or 4 minutes per turn. Yeah, we need to get faster.
I have no regrets.
I think shutting the fuck up and letting you do what you think is the right thing to do. Rather,
I felt it was helpful, and I don't think it was very, very slow paced. But
I think it's helpful to us. I don't think it's helpful to the pacing of the game.
It's relatively late. I think maybe we could look at the replay and then call it a night.
Or play another one. I'd like to try playing another one.
Yeah.
Me not like interfering as much.
Okay.
But if I have a play, I'll say it, and then I won't argue at all, and then you'll decide whether you do it or not.
Okay. I'm just going to step away for a minute and come back.
Okay.
Won't be long.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Ducky, if you're still watching. Yeah. Game Droids, thank you. Yeah, I agree. Coin, are you being rude to me? But this man looks like a lady. My name's Jessica. I've not done a lot of voice training yet, same. I can understand your confusion. Yeah, Architects of Tomorrow is a slow deck. It wants to like build a prison. I think that our opponent possibly made a poor choice, like building around the remote server rather than around R&D, which is obviously where they were going to lose in the end. If you're playing at Shaper, like that's where all the win conditions are about to some extent or another. You know, it's either Conduit or it's Trick Shot or it's, I guess, Burner's the odd one out. But even Deep Dive, like you want a strong R&D to like try and prevent Deep Dive. So yeah, this is the me shutting the fuck up and letting you get on with it one day. Game of Droids says it's not entirely our fault that it was like that. Like that, Architects of Tomorrow is a slow deck, and it is a slow deck.
It is a slow deck. Yeah. Is Game of Droids in the chat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've not been doing what I said I'd do, which is keep half an eye on the chat. Yeah. I'm sure there's some way of like making it buzz or something when we get a message.
Yeah.
And or I'll just get better at it.
Yeah.
As time goes on.
Okay. Ventinari is
Ventinari.
Ventinari is I think our opponent's name, if I'm reading that correctly. It's AgInfusion. I'm fine with you letting me do things, but there will be times when I make mistakes, and that will be frustrating for both of us. So please do step in then. I like this hand.
I like this hand as well. I think you should keep it.
Yeah.
I think I don't like playing against AgInfusion at all. I never have.
It's a tough one. I feel like I have a sense of what AgInfusion's playing at the moment, and I've forgotten what it is.
Kind of glaciary. Did they keep?
Yes.
It's They kept and then they opened with Spin Doctor, which is a really interesting choice.
So I'm going to say Coalescence down. Lily pad down.
You wanna?
Muse for something fun and Creative Commission.
I'd save the Muse for next turn and get a draw off the lily pad.
Is it the first time each turn? Yep.
Mhm.
Good shout. And then I'll draw a card and Creative then in that case. And next term, I'm proposing to Diesel Muse for something fun, maybe a Focerum and run HQ if it's still a single ice on there. So icing server 1, drawing a card and getting a credit.
Okay.
So I'm interested in your thoughts in
I think you should Diesel.
I know what ice they might have. If we can read
Sentry. Anansi, possibly Cloud Eater. Unfortunately, like what we really want is K2CP, and then Ika's not actually great because you've got to move it around so much. And like we absolutely have to wait for them to res stuff before we can do our Arissana triggers. I think he might.
Yeah, I think Muse for Focerum.
You do it mid
Oh,
run.
Anansi and Focerum is not great, is it?
No, it's not. Basically, we almost don't want to do your turn, Dave. No. Cool.
Ika is a Trojan, so it does.
Good install it. So don't show that you've got it. Draw instead.
How about an R&D run? An R&D run and install Muse.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. R&D run, install Muse, and get what? Dave, go for it. Do it, and then see what the list says, and then pick something.
That's the last card that we want.
So I think the answer is Coalescence, and we get the money off it, because don't forget, whatever we install gets trashed at the end of this turn. This Muse gets trashed.
Yeah.
So we take the money.
Buy a Vault.
Definitely trash it. And then you could sim your chip. Okay.
What were you going to suggest we sim your chips?
The Coalescence pack. Get double value, but like the symbol chips are quite useful anyway. Yeah, it's really bad against Nancy. The answer.
Yeah.
It's no worse than anything else against Cloud Eater, but it's like criminally bad against Nancy.
Yeah.
I would catch upon before the start of your turn.
Creative Commission, Hush, Cuban, Symbol Chip, Spec Work, and UAV.
It's probably Cuban.
Oh, really? I would go for the UAV, but
you can't. You're not allowed to.
Thank you. I did this last time. Yeah.
It's not virtual.
Is it program or virtual? Is that the options?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. It's Cuban because that's the only program, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, there's Hush, but
yeah. Actually, Hush is not a bad card to have in this matchup, but
no.
Does it matter where we put it? Probably on the central because they were less likely to want to trash that, I suggest. Card. There's a UAV. Okay. Symbol chip back in. We've got a UAV in hand, so I'm not going to worry about that. Creative commission back in. Inspect work.
Creative commission and Hush.
Hushed, yeah.
Oh.
Okay, done.
Start down.
Yeah. So
we're not ready to run yet at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like probably draw. Do something with maybe one of the cards that we draw,
yeah.
And then install Urban Art. Install Urban Art and Gachapon. Oh. Yep.
I was just thinking whether we could symbol chip something in. What are the Trojans we've got? I think I'd like to symbol chip in a Muse, get a Hush, and stick it maybe on R&D, and then be in a position to run it.
Gachapon of your turn, Dave.
Yeah. Okay. DZMZ said 2 environmental testing, Lilypad, Muse, and Muse.
Yeah, Muse for something.
Yeah.
So
it has to be Muse. Yeah, that gives us a draw, which is nice. And from the stack,
I think it's going to have to be Coalescence because I don't think we can afford anything else.
We can symbol chip back a Coalescence or a Muse.
Okay, but what are you installing with the Muse that you've just installed? You could get Propeller.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, with Muse, it's an extra MU. So ideally, you want to use it for stuff that, like, you ideally want to be able to trash it later and not care about the fact you trashed it.
Yeah, well, a Trojan. You want to use it for a Trojan.
Yeah, that's the ideal thing to do.
Yeah.
I just think we're broke. That's why I'm saying Coalescence.
We pay. We pay for the. We pay 1 for the Hush. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I think you're probably right with Coalescence, isn't it?
Yeah. And so we definitely want, and then both environmental testings. So money's going to be the problem at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we're losing this game, but that's okay. Okay, let's just lose fast.
Yeah.
No.
Our opponent is struggling to follow what's happening. So UAV
Game of Thrones says, be careful of 6 points in archives leading to a punitive, which is like, yeah, that could easily happen to us.
Yeah.
I think we want to draw a bit, Dave. See if there's anything that we really want to install. We also need to take the money off this Coalescence.
Yeah, we do.
Might as well. Yeah, there's no reason not to do it now.
I would be tempted to stick Cuban down just so we get a card draw from Lilypad rather than drawing.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Another UAV, great. So draw. That's a Hush.
these are not that we want. To be honest, we could put down UAV and Hush on a different. Put down UAV, the other UAV, and Eco, and then we're getting 4 credits per turn of installable value.
Yeah, that's good. And then
Eco, we don't need to install it somewhere.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. I'd love to have one of those spec works in hand. Okay, there's Biovolt. No, look, cost even. So we got Nissan Mark II with 1 counter. Take clicks.
Take it all back.
Okay.
The Eco we know we're going to want on the table at some point, so let's install the Eco and get a draw.
Another symbol chip. Do you want a symbol chip coalescence?
Not on our turn.
Oh, really?
On their turn to get the draw.
Okay.
We want to install a symbol chip, install Q-Ban, install Hush, maybe somewhere. I
think we need to start putting pressure on them, to be honest with you, Jessica.
Yeah, I know, but we need money to do that, is the problem.
That's true.
So during their turn, we will symbol chip back in a coalescence for a coalescence. We will get 4 credits off that. Yeah, you see, I don't want to run that server. Okay, symbol chip during their turn. We want to symbol chip. We might have.
Damn, I did that wrong. Oh, I'm sorry.
I think we're okay. Like, maybe we're not. If the next time we install a program, we don't get a draw, we'll just do it like automatically. Okay.
Yeah. Diesel?
Yeah.
Okay, Physerum, Gachapon, Unity, and everything else.
What if they got 7 credits? We either run the remote or we start conduiting R&D. I'll leave it up to you. We've got the things that we need.
Yeah, I think Hush and Physerum on R&D.
Yeah, remembering to install one of those during the run.
Yes.
So I would install Hush before. This is the problem, because they'll just.
I'm going to do it unless you want to finish your point.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it, and then run R&D.
Or do we put Physerum now and then do Conduit mid-run?
Conduit mid-run will trash at the end of the run.
Okay, Conduit now and then Physerum mid-run.
Please.
Physerum now or after they res?
After they res.
Yeah.
So what is it?
It's the tributary. It's nice that that's hushed. Okay, so now we install the Physeron.
I think we want to save the fires. What happens if this just fires?
They get a free draw and maybe a piece of ice in underneath. Can we break it though?
No, we don't have.
Let's Physeron it.
Yeah, that's fine. Physeron it. Yeah, we will have to trash one of the coalescences that's on the board. That's fine though. In fact, we might be.
Do I need to do that beforehand?
No, it will tell you that you need to do it.
Yeah, so then we
hit program and then click done. It should highlight the program when you click it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. It just scares me because conduit is already highlighted for some reason.
I think we might have slightly fucked up the timing. You have to do it before you encounter. So can you just ask them to not fire it, and then we'll take away 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bacterial programming.
Deal.
Yeah.
And then hope.
That does suggest that it's a punitive deck, doesn't it?
Not really. It's such a good card anyway that you quite often include it as your 5/3 that you just need to fill out a deck. The same Mark II suggests that it's a Glacier deck primarily.
We saw Biovault as well, didn't we?
Yeah, that has to run some 5/3s to make the numbers work. And Bacterial is the best 5/3 to run. So we really need to. There were 3 cards HQ. There are now 6, correct?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
They've res the Rashida.
Cool. So the cool thing about this is that actually, like, we completely broken R&D lock. The less cool thing about it is that they will have access to a virus or anything else that they need to make our lives deeply unpleasant.
What would you discard here, Jessica?
Clock.
Yeah.
It's not that game. That's an interesting choice, actually.
Yeah. Wow. So they were really flooded.
Yeah.
Yeah. I assume they've just drawn that with the Rashida, or maybe not. Maybe they drew the agendas with the Rashida.
I mean, they drew all top 7 cards of their deck, is what effectively happened.
Yeah.
So, and they have money now, which is a shame. Don't just press start turn because I have ideas.
Tell me.
We should assume that's an Anansi. We should just go ahead and assume that's
just gone. That's just gone down.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're going to take both of these back into hand anyway.
Yeah.
I suggest we Symbiote chip the Muse on their turn.
Yeah.
And go and get Pikachu.
Okay.
and put it onto that outer bit of ice.
Sure.
Or a Cuban, like something.
We've got a Cuban in hand.
Yeah, we've got a Cuban in hand. Go and get the Pikachu and put it on the outside bit of ice.
Okay.
I think if they thrash that outer bit of ice, we're fine with it. Yeah.
Start turn, take clicks. UAV, so both of these back.
Yeah. Both of them back.
Oh.
Just do it manually, Dave. Just do it manually. Like.
That was just JNet lag causing me trouble there, which is why I got a bit frustrated about it. Come on. What? Thank you. And then what? Was it set counter?
Yeah, counter type.
Counter. Yeah. And then it's a C2, right?
Yeah, and do it on the other one.
Yeah. Okay. So are you thinking to hush and Vicerum this supposed Anansi?
Install hush the outer ice, install a Nancy, and then just start conduit running.
Are we installing Vicerum on our...
If we have to, we'll install it with Arissana, but we might not even need to.
Okay, so we go now.
No, you install Unity first so that we can break.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, and then we run.
You click conduit to run.
Thank you.
Sorry.
No. Yeah, let's swap those over, which is fine. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's so expensive.
We could let it fire, end the run, and then go back. No, that wouldn't make any difference, would it?
It would let them put ice somewhere else, which we don't love. We're going to install Cuban onto it.
Yeah.
Going to break.
Yeah, that's good.
It's not that much worse to.
Oh, trash.
That mute.
Trash.
You can trash mute.
Yeah. Yeah. Do we want to jack out now?
No.
Even though we can't install...
we have to go hard or we're going to lose this game.
Even though we can't install Vicerum?
We have Eka. If we need, like... Also, we can let some of the subroutines fire. Like,
Okay.
It is an Nancy. Like, it's hushed. It's not going to do its big evil thing.
Yeah. Okay.
It's going to do, like, a damage to us.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I thought I'd do.
Okay.
Breach 7. Might as well.
Okay.
And now we conduit run. Now we conduit run R&D again. we force them to use the Nika, that's fine.
So we 4 and get 2 back. And say Rashid Jaheim. Ooh.
We're so low on credits, I'm going to say let them have it.
Yeah, okay. I'm inclined to agree.
Okay.
Drop the deep dive. I mean, they're quite thin, aren't they? We could consider deep diving.
Yeah, we could consider deep diving if we have money.
Yeah.
we're just broke.
We're going to drop the Gachapon.
Yeah, drop the Gachapon.
Yeah. Take card in server 1. Another Arissana. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck's sake. Fine.
Take the clicks. I don't think there's anything else we can do before us there. Take back the coupon. We're done because we can't do anything else. Diesel for some economy. I'm just going to do that.
Yeah,
Okay, we've got 2 coupons and an environmental testing.
So listen, there is a play where we just repeatedly okay, we can install Cuban. Sorry, we can install environmental testing for effectively 1.
Yeah. I think we do that. Then Cuban, Ysengrin.
Well, we've only got 2 clicks, so we do Cuban,
yeah,
and then maybe next turn, one of them should go on the tributary, one of them should go on whatever that outer ice is.
Yeah. Draws us a card, which is nice. It's a spec work, which would have been really helpful another time, and not so much now. Okay, and maybe I shouldn't draw then. I'm going to dump the spec work.
Yeah.
Sad to say. Anyway, next turn, 2 clicks with the Cubans is going to get us back to. Okay, they've got 2 Nisei Mark 1s, Mark 2s.
Yeah, they can basically end 3 runs at this point, which is a real shame. But we know their agendas in R&D.
Yeah.
So take back both of these. Take back one of them, actually. No, take back both of them. Take them both back.
Yeah, we take them both back and then we put them down, and that triggers environmental testing, right?
Yeah, and we also install A2CP.
Do we want to draw a card?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, and then A2CP. 2, 3, 4, and then the symbol chip. Symbol chip?
I think we need to start forcing them to. Yeah, actually, no. Yeah, fuck it. Install the symbol chip. And then next turn, we absolutely need to start just hammering R&D.
Yeah.
It's 2 turns worth of hammering R&D at a minimum. Also, we do not currently have a. You see, that could be game in the server right there.
Mm-hmm.
That could easily be game in the server right there.
I think we can run that server, Jessica. They can't bop us into anything, can they, at the moment?
So they can bop us, they can Nisei us, they can Nisei us again, and they can biovolt us. Like we do not have enough.
I'm gonna say that spin doctor play suggests they either didn't have the agenda in hand at the start of the turn, or they've got agendas in archives that they're worried about.
Okay. Well, could we just start running R&D then?
Yeah.
Make.
Yeah. So we'll UAV these two back. Do we want to UAV these two back? Maybe not, actually.
I don't think we've got anything that costs money to install this time, so no.
Okay. Conduit R&D, yeah?
Yep.
There's the tributary. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Which still, I think, costs 3 credits. We get one back, but I still think it costs 3 credits to break.
Okay. Yep. 3 to break. Get 2 back. Okay, it's a Bran. So we can simulchip and muse and get.
Go and get our propeller.
Yeah, I think that's our play, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got to simulchip. Unfortunately, we've got to simulchip something that we want in order to get past it. Hang on, no, we don't. So click Arissana and install Parisha. Or hang on, do we not have any? We don't have any fucking MU. Okay, fine. Yeah, we need to do this with a Q-ban.
Yeah, so we'll just simulchip this Q-ban. There's no point in using Arissana for this, is there?
Yeah, cancel that because. Yeah, just simulchip out that inner Q-ban. That inner ice, they were gonna bop us with it anyway. So like do with the inner one because we're gonna have to keep breaking that tributary over and over and over and over again.
Yeah. And Muse.
I don't think we've got the MU though. Because Muse uses an MU.
I mean, we could drop the other Q-ban.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
Okay. And then we 2 counters and 3 credits to get through Brown.
Yeah, bloody hell. Okay. I don't think we can do it, Dave. I think. Are they not going to end the run?
They're resing. Doesn't look like they are. Oh, they're considering it. Tunisia, not they are considering it.
Yeah. But I don't know why you wouldn't.
Yeah, that coming to that conclusion as well. Yeah, we spent a lot on that, didn't we?
Dave, I think like
we're not in a good space, are we?
No, we're losing this game. We can't do that repeatedly. We just can't.
No.
Can
we do anything else cool? I think we need this environmental testing down. We can. We have trashed all of the stuff that we needed for our UAV engine, which may have been a mistake.
Yeah.
We should probably click. Yeah. We should have probably clicked the first brand.
And is that we've lost this game.
Yeah.
But what we could try and do is we could try and run the remote, or we could try and set up and hope that's not the agenda in the remote.
Yeah.
But if the game goes another 5 turns,
let's go for the latter. Let's go for the latter, I think.
Okay. In that case, draw. Take a credit, install environmental testing. I like to try and set up to win in like 5 turns.
Yeah. Okay, there's Rashida. So it wasn't an agenda. Okay. That was a good read, but a lot of other things that happened that turn were not good. Yeah, we should have just bounced off that Bran. That was a mistake.
Yeah, we really should have.
Yeah. Okay, we've got subliminal messaging.
Okay, that looks either like a Charlotte or the game.
Yeah.
I think we have to take Ika back to hand.
Yeah.
To get some urban art money.
Yeah. I think Ika and Prisha and Hush gets.
We have one MU. We have one MU. That is our.
We want all of our stuff, don't we?
Yeah, like
we could do with it. Anyway, that's by the by.
EZMZ could have come out ages ago, so basically we need to hope that's not it, because I don't see how we get in if it is.
Yeah.
Because they have the say and presumably a biovol and a boop. And we'd have to get through whatever it is, like basically we'd have to spend every click running, and we have 2 credits right now.
Are we clicking for a credit? No, I think we've got 1 MU. I think we're at least playing 1 card.
Which would be Ika.
Ika.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got a spec work. Once again, without a good target, which is really unfortunate.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah.
Have we used all the Shimmel ships? Yes.
No, to be honest. Oh, have we?
Yeah, there's 3 in the bin. Yeah.
There's nothing we want to trash on this board.
No.
We need to draw.
That's good.
That is good. We need to take a credit, and then we need to play it, and then we need to discard something. Considering that there's nothing we want to trash on the fucking board, it's probably going to be the spec work that we discard.
Yeah, I agree.
Is that 4 cards we have left in the deck?
Yes, it is. We could absolutely Ashen, but I'm not sure the game's going long enough for that to matter. Yeah, and we've only got 7 credits. Seems like a bad idea. Okay, is that their game?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I hate playing against. I've always hated playing against AgInfusion. I just find it fundamentally very, very, very difficult.
Any thoughts? Oh, they're asking.
Lazy asks, "Hey, hope the stream's going well. How's this game going?"
Yeah.
It did not go well. I think it's a difficult matchup anyway. Ari versus AgInfusion is a difficult matchup.
Yeah.
But we also didn't play it optimally. I think that we probably needs to be a bit quicker out of the gate. Those same Mark IIs are super powerful. This is a deck that doesn't run pinhole threading, so their Lacosta just got them for value the whole game. Not taking anything away from how they played. We had some opportunities on R&D that maybe we didn't play properly. The hardest thing about playing Arissana is knowing when to start hammering with Conduit. Because there's often a weird turn where it's I should start hammering with Conduit this turn, except you've got to do 2 or 3 clicks of setup to start doing it, and you end up getting exactly 1 Conduit token. And that never really feels good. That never feels good, because was the case in this game, it gave them the chance to then just go and protect R&D really well. That Bran is our nightmare piece of ice. That Bran is the single worst piece of ice on this board for us. Other stuff is expensive. Bran eats our propeller counters like nobody's business. Bran is potentially the best piece of ice in the game right now, I would argue, in terms of actually being taxing. Because it's the only thing that still makes K2CP Turbine a bit sad.
Yeah.
The other things.
Yeah, we had a Toll Booth and Tattoo Bowler on the remotes. Nancy on R&D, Sice and Tan on HQ.
Yeah. If maybe we should have pivoted to building for a deep dive run after we stole that bacterial. Maybe we should have just gone, let's build the resources for but the thing is, they already had 2 Nisei Mark II counters. How are you going to deep dive
when that's going on? You just can't.
You just can't.
We might have been better going after the remote and making them, when we were sure there was an agenda in there, and making them use all of their Nisei counters and biovolts and tax out their run ending.
Also, Bar Hughes just pointed out something.
Yeah, what's that?
Which is I had to go at you for not putting the Facerum back to hand, and the reason it didn't work is it's not a legal thing to do.
Oh man, that's why.
Thanks, Bar.
Thanks, Bar.
Well, listen, a lot of people don't realise, but one of the best things you can do in that run, if you want to increase your win percentage, is to cheat. Is to cheat as much as possible, and
that does really help. Yeah.
It's frowned upon by some parts of the community, but at the end of the day, it's an important part of the game.
Yeah, I tell you what, actually, we took it back to hand and then didn't do anything with it for the rest of the game, which is really funny. So we cheated and gained absolutely nothing for it.
And there were 2 Urban Art counters left on Urban Art at the end, so we literally got nothing for it. Apart from not having a serum where we might have wanted a serum. DZMZ being in the bottom 4 cards was a huge problem.
Yeah, that really sucked.
This kind of deck, and I've played similar kinds of decks before, a lot of it comes down to MU management at the end.
Yes.
I got a game loss at Worlds because I screwed up my MU management. And they were like, oh, it's okay, you can just go back. And I was like, I really can't. I've been flipping stuff in and out with Urban Art Vernissage, with negative MU for about 3 turns. I was losing the game anyway, but I was I really don't think it would be fair to let me continue playing. I've gotten a huge amount of value out of their league. I reported myself on it as well because it's none of us are playing for big money or anything. We should all in the real world try and play as fairly as possible. Yeah.
Well, that was fun. I think it all did kind of fall apart at the end, but it was a good learning experience. I feel like I would have a
Yeah.
better understanding of how to play that deck the next time I do. Maybe this is my league game deck for this week. I took Lou last week, like a really rough try hard Lou, Augustus Caesar's Lou, Augustus Lou. It's got Charlie and the Chocolate Factory rhyme as its description.
Is it like a Nopgri type mulch?
Yeah. It's a Lou with RWR cards in it. I think it's got alarm clock in it. And it was brutal, absolutely brutal. I felt quite bad playing it. I was glad to have a little play with it, but I think I want something a bit more interesting to play and less harsh on my opponent. So maybe that's what I'll do this week. What do we need to say before we wrap up, Jessica? I know we're a bit tired. We need to say something about when we're next going to stream.
Yeah, which is not for a while. This has been one of our more popular streams. We've had some good coverage. But it looks like the next time we're going to stream is going to be the 16th of June, which is a good long time away.
Yeah.
Just due to various like summertime commitments. I will be going to the United States of America. And you've got various bits and bobs going on.
Yeah, I will not be going to China, which I'm really looking forward to. I'll be home alone, so I'll have a little break from family responsibilities. I might try and go to. I think there's a CO in Warwick University.
Cool.
During that time, so I might try and go to that. I don't know if you have any interest in that at all. Or
I keep meaning to do things like that, and then they're just feeling like there's too much pressure on my time.
Yeah.
For other things.
I will send you a nudge to let you know when the date is, and you can decide that there's too much pressure on your time.
An important thing to know about the 16th of June is it's a Sunday.
Yes.
Which is when we'll move our streaming to.
Yeah, we thought a bit about doing Tuesdays, and I think Ashley's been. I think a few people may have hopped off Andre's stream and then come here, but we think there's a bit too much overlap in terms of when he finishes and when we would start on a Tuesday. So,
what I can tell, some people have selected to watch us over Andre. Like Andre appears to be live right now.
Really?
So like,
wow.
Yeah, like we're kicking his ass, man. We're like, we're new hot stuff.
Well. I was trying to be nice, Jessica, but the truth of the matter is that we have taken pity on Andre and we don't want to grind his streaming figures into the dust. So we are being the bigger people, and we're moving our stream that we've only streamed on Tuesday once to a Sunday. You know.
Yeah, it's absolutely not like a move made out of fear in any.
Cool. Should we call it a night there?
That's cool. I know.
Yeah, and we'll be doing some Arkham then, I assume.
Yes, Arkham on the 16th of June.
Look forward to it. I look forward to the ban list as well. I guess it'll be a while before we have a chance to talk about it. But look forward to seeing what's happening there. And yeah, thanks everyone for joining us. Thanks for playing against us, opponents who probably aren't watching us, but thanks anyway. And thank you, Jessica, for being awesome.
Dave, likewise, for being awesome. Okay.
Bye, everyone. See you later. Bye.
Bye.